Motivation often feels like a powerful, driving force, a surge of energy that pushes us toward our goals. It's that initial spark when we decide to learn a new skill, start a fitness routine, or tackle a challenging project. We feel invincible, ready to conquer the world. But this feeling, as potent as it is notoriously unreliable. It's an emotion, and like all emotions, it ebbs and flows. It comes and goes without warning, influenced by our mood, our energy levels, and even the weather. Relying on motivation alone is like trying to sail across the ocean using only the wind. On some days, the winds are strong and favorable, and you make incredible progress. On other days, there is still, and you find yourself adrift, waiting for a gust that may never come. This is where discipline enters the picture. Discipline is not an emotion. It is a system. It's the engine you build for your ship, one that works regardless of the wind. It's the conscious decision to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. While motivation is about wanting to do something, discipline is about doing it anyway. It's the practice of showing up day after day, performing the necessary actions, and building a foundation of consistency. Think of a professional musician. They don't wait for a wave of inspiration to practice their instrument. They practice every single day for a set amount of time. They work on scales, exercises, and difficult passages. It is this daily, structured practice, this discipline that hones their skill, not the fleeting moments of musical inspiration. The core difference lies in their relationship with action. Motivation is a result of action just as much as it is a cause. When we wait for motivation to strike before we begin, we often find ourselves waiting indefinitely. The initial excitement fades, and the once appealing goal now seems distant and daunting. However, if we begin with discipline, we create a positive feedback loop. By simply starting the task, going for that run, writing that first paragraph, making that first sales goal, we often find that motivation follows. The act of doing generates its own momentum. Accomplishing a small part of a task provides a sense of achievement, which in turn fuels our desire to continue. Discipline is the starter motor. Motivation is the engine warming up after it's already running. Consider the process of building a habit. Habits are behaviors that have become automatic through repetition. They are the bedrock of long-term success. Creating a habit, however, requires overcoming initial resistance. The first few weeks of a new gym routine are often the hardest. Your body is sore, you're tired, and the comfort of your old routine calls to you. Motivation is at its lowest during this critical period. It is discipline that carries you through. It's the commitment to your schedule, the act of putting on your gym clothes and walking out the door, even when every fiber of your being wants to stay home. Once the behavior is repeated enough times, it becomes less of a conscious effort and more of an automatic response. The neural pathways in your brain are rewired. The struggle subsides, and the new behavior becomes part of your identity. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and the habits that make them a reality. Motivation is also highly susceptible to external factors and internal states. A stressful day at work, a poor night's sleep, or a critical come-in can dismally extinguish the flame of motivation. When we are feeling down or overwhelmed, our ambitious goals can feel impossible. We tell ourselves, "I'll do it tomorrow when I feel better," but tomorrow brings its own challenges, and the cycle of procrastination continues. Discipline, on the other hand, is designed to function independently of these variables. It is a pre-made decision. You decide once that you will exercise 3 times a week or dedicate 1 hour to studying each evening. That decision is made when you are calm and rational. When the time comes to act, the decision has already been made for you. You are no longer debating whether or not to do it. You are simply executing a plan. This removes emotion and momentary feelings from the equation, creating a more stable and reliable path toward progress. Furthermore, a reliance on motivation can lead to a sense of guilt and failure. When we fail to act because we don't feel motivated, we often blame ourselves for a lack of willpower. This can create a negative self-image, making it even harder to find motivation in the future. We start to believe that we are just not the kind of person who can stick with things. Discipline reframes this entire dynamic. With a discipline-based approach, you understand that not feeling like it is normal. It's an expected part of the process. A missed day is not a reflection of your character. It's a temporary deviation from the system. The focus shifts from judging your feelings to simply getting back on track with your actions. It fosters resilience. You learn that consistency is not about perfection, but about persistence. It's about showing up even after a setback, about continuing the process regardless of yesterday's performance. Think of any major long-term achievement. It is rarely the product of a single, heroic burst of motivated effort. It is almost always the cumulative result of small, consistent, and often mundane actions performed over a long period. Writing a book is not about waiting for the muse to strike and then writing for 24 hours straight. It's about writing a few hundred words every day, even on the days when the words don't flow easily. Building a successful business isn't just about the brilliant idea. It's about the daily grind of managing operations, serving customers, and solving problems. These are not always exciting tasks. Much of the work is repetitive and unglamorous. It is discipline that ensures these essential tasks get done, laying the groundwork for eventual success. Motivation provides the vision, but discipline builds the road. This is not to say that motivation has no value. It is a powerful catalyst. It helps us set ambitious goals and provides the initial energy to start. The excitement of a new beginning is a wonderful thing. However, it should be seen as a bonus, a welcome visitor, not the foundation upon which you build your aspirations. The key is to harness that initial motivational energy to build a system of discipline. When you are feeling highly motivated, use that energy to plan your schedule, set up your environment for success, and define the specific, small actions you will take each day. For example, if you're motivated to get fit, use that feeling to research a workout plan, schedule your gym sessions in your calendar, and prepare your workout clothes the night before. You are using the temporary high of motivation to construct the permanent scaffolding of discipline. Ultimately, motivation is a feeling, while discipline is a practice. Feelings are fleeting and unreliable, whereas a practice is something you build, cultivate, and own. While motivation asks, "Do I feel like it?" Discipline asks, "What is my plan?" Discipline is about honoring the commitment you made to your future self. It's about understanding that the small, consistent efforts of today are what create the results of tomorrow. It's the quiet, steady force that works in the background long after the initial cheers of excitement have faded. It doesn't require a special mood or a burst of inspiration. It only requires a decision and the commitment to see it through one day at a time. The most successful people in any field are not those who are most motivated. They are those who are most disciplined. They have learned to master the art of showing up, especially on the days they don't want to. That is the true engine of achievement.